Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself. A painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community, we are capable of great strength. Udicott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. Hello everyone, and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We are in mourning. Dear sweet Tammy. Lost to a baby station. I joke, but that genuinely did suck, like, a lot. Anyways, if you're new around here, do consider subscribing for more content like this. We are on our path to, I want to say 1,000 subscribers, but maybe let's just get to 50 first, right? We'll celebrate at 50. For now, we are back to exploring Vertumna? I don't know why I can never remember the exact name of the planet here, Vertumnus or something, but poor Tammy. Killed by an electric shock when you were 10. We didn't even know her birthday. Ugh. I could whinge about that for hours, and apparently in character we will be doing it for 3 months, which I guess is fair, but that really sucks. Like, a lot. Alright, well, let's talk to people. Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her, and barely reacts when you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy, she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning she'd just sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to the spot near the entrance to the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. And now she's dead, Mars says, making a face. How's that for fair? Of all the people, how come it had to be my friend? You don't have an answer. I never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before. But of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. Got anything new to say, Tangent? Yeah. Tange is pacing around in front of engineering. She looks upset. It shouldn't have happened, she says. Tammy's... What happened to Tammy? It shouldn't have been possible. There was no reason for that holoprojector to break. Professor Howell said it was recently serviced, and nothing was wrong with it before it just... She gestures angrily. Just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her so. Why? How? It doesn't add up. Sorry, Garrett. I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. I hear you, girl. Dice. Can you believe Tammy died? Dice asks, morbidly. I heard Chief Engineer Instance tell someone about it. He lowers his voice. And Tammy got shocked by a broken holoprojector. The one in the creche, with the dancing teddy bear, you remember? When she touched it, she got chucked all the way across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand, and bam! She was dead before she even landed. I don't want to, make it seem like we're making fun of her death, but, that is kind of impressive. At the same time, it's a little insensitive, but it will be nice. Dice suddenly looks embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad she's gone. She was nice. He tugs at the sleeves of his oversized jacket. But that's kind of a cool way to die. Morbid AF, dude, but you do you. Anemone is chucking rocks at the strato, sending metallic clangs ringing through the colony. Stupid planet, she yells. Stupid crate, stupid spaceship! She bends down to pick up another rock, but instead just sobs and braces her hands on her knees. Stupid everything! Why'd she have to die? It's not fair! Kids aren't supposed to die! I hear you there, girl. Same options as before. We can play sports ball. Definitely glad we de-stressed, because, like, we're back up to 50. Life sciences. Engineering, humanity. So, same thing, same thing. Yeah, let's relax in the lounge. Totally a good idea. Maybe we'll work this month. Oh, hi there. A hefty red Xeno egg. Is that a collectible? Maybe so. Oh, hey, Cal. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning. And probably all of yesterday, too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play house in the creche, Tammy was always the mommy, and Cal was the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you kind of always giggled about how obviously they were going to be together forever, like a princess and a knight. I miss her too. Me too, he sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I picked some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink, just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. You guys got anything new for me? Your dad gives you a hug. Sorry you're feeling blue, Garrett, he says. Things will start to look up again soon. Your mom pats your shoulder encouragingly. I'm so sorry, Garrett. Yeah. Oh shit, I can go outside, maybe? Who are you? Are you Rhett? You step cautiously through the colony gates. Uncle Tonin. Oh, that must be related to Tammy because of the ears and the hair. Chief Surveyor and ship's pilot. A sweet man who seemed better suited to space than the ground. Tammy's father. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Garrett. Uncle Tonin sighs as he blocks your path. He looks like he hasn't been sleeping. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be out here. Our children are so young. And so precious. So fragile. Please stay near the ship. 20 bravery or 20 toughness. We can view the map, though. Ooh. So we've got the home base here, the Prosaic Plains, the Valley of Vertigo, the Resting Ridges, and Subaqueous Swamp. We are Vertumna. The Prosaic Plains lie far to the north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes bromidic snow fall more regularly in every season. Although prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are a relatively safe place to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. The Valley of Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that's dense with pollen-producing trees. There's a wide variety of edible food here, both plant and animal product, leading to some of the explorers calling this place the breadbasket of Vertumna. There are a number of animals here that geoponics would be interested in domesticating. This tongue-twisting region is the broken spine of the planet, home to both dizzying heights and abyssal lows. It's always hot and arid here, no matter the season. Traversing these steep chasms is dangerous, and only to be done with those with sufficient glider training. Ooh, that sounds exciting. However, there are some interesting ruins here to explore. Ooh. Past civilization? To the south is a vast, boggy wilderness, home to dangerous animals and hazardous weather conditions. Exploration in this area is only to be done with extreme caution. And then there's also, like, other regions, but those seem to be the nearby surrounding ones. Ooh, we have a bestiary. Float cow. Xenolevis bovidae. These cumbersome-looking creatures are actually lighter than air due to large helium sacs on dorsal and ventral sides. Careful balancing of helium and urine allows them to control their elevation. That's pretty cool. They produce a salty, high-protein, milky substance for feeding their young that is also nutritious for humans. Hopeye. Xenophelis monopodus. A communal creature with two disparate sets of eyes and one strong foot used for both locomotion and defense. That's kind of cool. Though harmless, these small warriors can be fierce in groups. And a freaking manticore? Xenophelis tyrannus. Highly intelligent and predatory. Their plumage changes according to the season. Their body is composed almost entirely of dangerous weapons. Do not approach. Fair enough. Alright, well, if we spec'd in toughness or bravery, I think the other one was, we could go out there. We're actually not too far in terms of toughness, but that's fine. I think we are going to spend this month working, doing deliveries. Because that'll give us some kudos. Organizing and perception, and I'd really like to have that perception. Anything new on the notice board? No. Sad. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, card time. Oh yeah, and we have a collectible here, a Xeno Egg. +1 to a card, change suit to thingamajigger. Push through, +60 stress. Yeah, that seems like a horrible, horrible idea. I wish we could see what the max available was before we finish, but I think we can move things around. I hope it doesn't count using the collectibles, because I don't want to just, like, spam use them. I don't know how rare they are. Yep, okay, cool, we got the best result. We don't have to use this. The reason I put Anemone's Loyalty in the center... Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. Oh, okay, I thought it was cards next to her, but no, it's just any red. Cool, cool. So how much organizing did we get? 5. We would have gotten 6, but we minused 1 due to mourning. Did we get the perception? That's the whole reason I did this. We did. We got 1 perception. I guess you can't lower it below 1. And we got 6 kudos. Cool, cool. We'll take a bit of money. And loyalty or friendship with Mars. That's cool, too. The colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip it and take the month off instead. Or you could get back to work. Yeah, we're attending. Why wouldn't we? She was a dear friend. The colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down here to be recycled here... Weird wording, but okay. Is one of your chores, but you've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times, a colonist had passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. This is the first time there's been a funeral on Vertumna, and the first time for someone you actually knew. I'm not gonna lie, recording this episode, I'm getting kind of choked up in spots. I'm kind of having to kind of push that down. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished, and a wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside, you can see a shrouded figure. Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents, an antecedent, and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick you can taste it in your mouth. Governor Uticott, ooh, first time we've seen her. Her? Her. Governor of your colony and one of the oldest people in it, everyone has great respect for her knowledge and leadership. She's 81. Not bad. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There is only the sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues, one of the first humans to be born in space, and the first to die on an alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She is the first of us who can truly call Vertumna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself, a painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community, we are capable of great strength. Uticott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but a few people stay back to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the heads of geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room. He clears his throat. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay, he says, clasping his warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. No, Tammy wouldn't have wanted that. You feel better just having said goodbye. You didn't really know Tammy that well after all. It's sad that she's dead, but you have to move on. Yeah, I mean, I am really sad about her death, but we do gotta keep going. Alright, anyone got anything new? Sympathetic but distracted smile. Hey Garrett, he says, we'll be okay. I'll check with Mom anyways, but same thing from her, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Any more eggs? Hey, maybe we can hatch this one. Sorry. Anemone is unusually still today. She's sitting in the dugout of the sports ball pitch, fiddling with an ugly doll with red hair. Tammy gave me this, she sighs. I kinda told her to shove off, because I don't want to play with dolls. Why'd I have to be so mean to her? Aw, you didn't know. Alright, we did some working. Maybe we'll keep up with the humanities, get some persuasion going. Oh, we didn't check with Tange. sorry, she says. I'm not really good at cheering people up. At cheering people up? Typo. Reasoning. You know, we want the persuasion. Yeah. I think actually the order it came in is the best order. It disagrees. How could I do this better? Maybe I do have to use this. Changing the suit of this to a toughness would be really helpful. How do I use? Like that. There we go. That's how you do it. So we did, in fact, need to use the collectible to get a super goal. We'll take it. It's 3 creativity, 1 persuasion. Where's my persuasion? 7. 15 stress and a kudos. We're gonna have to de-stress soon here. It's worth noting that I kind of wish when you moused over your stats here, it didn't have to be just the bar. Mousing over the word, too, would be nice, because it's a very small bar to mouse over. Sometimes it can be very persnickety. Alright, it's the next season, I think? Early Dust. Ooh, we're gonna have that festival thing soon. Wait, that's it? No events? Okay, we just pass right through to the next month. I don't think... Oh, are we no longer mourning? Hey, we're no longer mourning. That's cool. Wait, you have a new line. Garrett, Tangent says, approaching you with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. You mean my buddy Dice? Dish! Who, Dice? Yes, Dice, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but well, people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tanja's the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. Yeah, I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, Tangent says angrily. Newton's apple, she swears. He won't even talk to me anymore, she sighs. You may have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. Yeah, alright. We'll do a little bit of spying for you, Tangy. Oh, hi, Garrett. Marzipan looks bored. My dad made me come out to get some fresh air. Dunno what's so fresh about it. It's always full of acid snow or pollen or water, and I don't know which is worse. Did I find something she might like? I did not. I could have given her the egg, though. That's neat. Anything new going on in here? No. They just really want us to be worried about xenofauna. Hey, Cal. Cal looks up at the sky, shading his eyes. I wonder when it's gonna rain again, he says. The heat doesn't bother me none, but after a while, the plants are gonna get all toasty. So we can share collectibles with any of our friends. Dad doesn't have time to chat, but he waves hello. Hi, Daddy! Your mom is hard at work breaking ground for the new fields. As the colony's chief cultivator, she's been preparing for this year as long as you can remember. Hey, Garrett, she says, leaning hard on her tiller and mopping her brow. You need me for something? If you're not going to class, I can always put you to work. She definitely seems to have the most dialogue options. Exposition options. Anemone runs up to you. Oh, this is a line we've seen before. Cool. So we can actually talk to Cal, which we should do. And then we have our usual monthly things. I don't see any new collectibles. So let's go talk to Cal. Or Dice, I mean. You tell Dice that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes barely flit towards yours. His eyes flit briefly to yours. Then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing where his sister is reading on her holopalm between classes. He doesn't say anything. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Tangent's just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks at the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. We do not have friendship 10 with him, unfortunately. We've got 2. I don't want to threaten him. His shoulders slump in relief as you go. Can I actually, like, watch him? Ooh, what's this? A sturdy mushwood log. Ooh, there was another collectible. Tricky. Hiding in the bushes. Can I, like, recruit Anemone to help search him? No? Oh, I just accidentally enabled debug mode. I didn't even know that was an option. We're gonna do a touch of save scumming here. Just a little bit. I want to see what happens if we threaten him. Not threaten him, but like, you better tell me or else. Oh, we lost the option. Okay, cool. No save scumming for us. Do you want this log? He wasn't too into the log. We did get 1 friendship though, so that's neat. Alright then, hopefully we get the option to follow him later, like after we pick our activity for the month. I think we're going to work on our persuasion again. There's some sort of emergency in engineering that requires Hal's attention, so today's class will be taught by the ship's artificial intelligence, Congruence. Good morning, Congruence chirps. Today, we're going to talk about the formation of the Vertumna Group and our decision to leave Earth. It's a very exciting topic, and we think you're finally ready to hear about it. Let's dig in! You know how it started. Economic and environmental instability, coupled with deeply entrenched hatreds, had thrown the Earth into chaos. And you know how it ended. In that chaos, your parents formed the Vertumna Group with a plan to leave Earth. 20 years later, they and their starborn children, you, slid through a wormhole and ended up here, on a planet you called Vertumna. But there's so much you didn't know. Congruence pulls up a hollow projection of an unassuming human with a firm maternal gaze. This is Planktonic Ascendant's Wong Botha Schmidt, she says, the spiritual leader of the Vertumna movement. They were what people called a speculative fiction writer. The Vertumna Project proved that their writing, though speculative, was far from fiction. That is one long-ass name. Wang Botha Schmidt's writing centered around the idea of humanity building a technological utopia on another world. Translated to 100 languages, this was a compelling idea to people at the time, so fans started connecting in vert space. Far from just a book club, these people bonded over mutual aid amid the increasing unrest in their own countries. They were committed to Wang Botha Schmidt's idea of a future where everyone is treated equally without prejudice. But they realized it couldn't be done online, Congruence tells you. Though committed to social justice, the group saw the impossibility of forming a truly egalitarian society while also reckoning with their own implicit biases and the diverse context of their real lives. They realized that this was the work of generations, and the solutions must look to the future, as Wang Botha Schmidt did. So they got together. The image of a squat concrete building with a rooftop garden replaces Wang Botha Schmidt. Around the edges of the classroom, the holoprojector gives the impression of towering walls topped with razor wire. The first Vertumna colony, Congruence tells you. 400 people volunteered to sacrifice their own cultural beliefs to walk through these doors, agreeing to come up with a new way of life that would be taught to their children. Babies were conceived from egg and sperm donors chosen by lottery and raised communally like you as the second generation of the Vertumna Group. Those babies were your parents. So they mixed their DNA? The holoprojection now shows the compound under siege. As more colonies were founded, word got out about the Vertumna Group's social experiments. Congruence continues. Assimilationism was an unpopular idea at the time because it had been used to commit terrible genocides on Earth. This, combined with panic that the Vertumna Group was destroying the family unit or raising an army of gene-tech super soldiers, brought the colony under attack from all sides. Everyone fears what they don't understand. The image of the burning compound is replaced with the stratospheric on a launch pad. Luckily, the next phase of the Vertumna project was ready to launch. 100 colonists were selected to leave Earth on a colony ship, to seed a far-flung corner of the universe with a new human culture. She smiles. The ultimate goal of the Vertumna Group was you, children, she says. A generation raised completely unburdened by troubles that plagued Earth. Isn't that lovely? That is a lot of information. I'm curious about all three of these, but we're going to go with what was Earth like when they left. Terrible! Congruence shows you some dire demographics. The institutions that had given people the illusion of safety were torn down, and wars were rampant, both resource-based and ideological. Large parts of the Earth were rendered uninhabitable by climate change, pollution, and nuclear war, especially the critical food-growing regions of the world. The Vertumna Group weren't the only ones trying to escape Earth, but as far as we know, we are the only success. Oh cool, we can ask more. Orbital voyages were a hobby for the ultra-rich in an earlier century, so there were several relics to be found in museums, Congruence replies. The difficulty was not in acquiring a ship, but in making it space-worthy and in the logistics of the launch itself. The group crowdsourced enough funding to purchase and repair the ship, Congruence smiles. As for logistics, well, you are speaking to the solution right now. I was acquired by connected group members, along with the gene tech that created you and your parents. The Stratospheric was the first manned vessel to navigate the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Given the state Earth was when it left, it may have been the last. So nobody on Earth was like us? The Vertumna Group members have a unique culture, Congruence replies, but it's formed from a combination of many heritages from Earth. Even the language you speak, Esperanto. Wait, we're speaking Esperanto? Cool. Was invented to bring people together. And don't worry, Congruence exclaims, you brought your best heritage with you. You're humans. The Vertumna Group. It's a 3 + 1 for each unplayed card. That brings another aspect to things, okay. Your head is so stuffed with ideas it might burst. Professor Hal and your parents never mentioned this stuff before. They waited to tell you because they wanted you to grow up without feeling different based on your genetic makeup or family history. It's hard to imagine having a different culture than your neighbors. You wonder what it's like. Everyone's celebrating different holidays, eating different foods, speaking different languages. Are you missing out, or are you better without it, like the original colonists believed? It's hard to say, as the decision was made for you long before you were born. All you can do is be the best Garrett you can be. Well, we didn't get that card this time, so that's interesting. +1 to skill reward at end of mental blue challenge, only if you win. Okay. Pink candy, oh my god, that's gonna send a jolt through me every time I see it. Which is probably the point. I wonder, do we want to group by color here? Or by number? Number is better. It's not an amazing win, but it's a win nonetheless. Yeah, we definitely get more if we go for this way. It's not perfect, but it can work. Yeah, heck. Meet goal. That was a 2-star. We only could have gotten apparently 1 more points if I'd done something a little differently. Got 3 creativity, 2 persuasion, another friendship with tangent, and 15 stress. We're definitely gonna have to de-stress soon. It's time for Vertumna. Uticod and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Uticod's speech. In Earth's history, Uticod begins, and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna Project chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue his tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. +5 loyalty. Everyone cheers and applauds. Can you imagine booing at that? The members of the council all get up on stage one at a time to give their own short speeches. Governor Uticod announces each one. Names we already know that I'm not reading again. When it's your mother Flulu's turn, she announces that though tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the Stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spliced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the Earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy Watado pods and bobber fruits, and slabs of edible fungi. Uticod takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities? She asks. Professor Hal and Security Chief Rhett have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Bot wrestling. We need toughness 5 or greater, talent show, creativity 5 or greater, science fair, reasoning 5 or greater. We could just watch, or we could be a snot-nosed little shit. Let's see. So reasoning, creativity, or toughness. Toughness 12, reasoning 11, creativity 13. We'll go with creativity, sure. +5 loyalty. It's an all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. The entire colony gathers to watch the show after dinner. First up, Dice plods. Oh my goodness! What courage! Good for you. You do it, bro. You do it. Dice plods up to the front of the stage as a pop song starts to play. He just stands there, deadpan, staring into space with his arms at his sides while the singer belts out the first verse. Then as the chorus comes in, he suddenly springs to life, dancing and lip-syncing to the lyrics frantically, waving his arms and grinning maniacally. I bet that's what he was running off to go do. Then collapses back to standing still once the chorus is over. It's hilarious, but you aren't sure you're supposed to be laughing. Next, Mars performs a choreographed dance routine to an old Earth song by an AI idol. I'm choosing to believe it was Hatsune Miku, because that's hilarious. She has light-emitting balls at the end of her hair, which she swings around everywhere in the dim light, while controlling a small floating ball drone who dances with her. It's total overkill, but it is impressive. Your turn. What do you do? So it's a hard challenge either way, and it's going to be a creativity challenge either way. We can do a comedy routine, a magic act, or hoverboard tricks. Or easy sell on the magic act. Story challenges have 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Losing isn't always a bad thing in story challenges. So the overall goal is 40 here. This is a good card to use kind of early on. Yeah. I'm assuming we can move things around. I kind of wanted the one about... Here we go. Every round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Losing isn't always a bad thing. Okay. That gives us 8. We'll go with that to start. Okay. I think it's kind of worth to go all in on these guys here. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Hell yeah, baby! That's a super goal on the Magic Act. We earn 2 more creativity and 2 kudos. Oh, we got an achievement. You are the champion. We got a card, gain memory talent show champion. Ooh, that is a really good one too. 2 friendship with Mars, 2 friendship with Dice. Gain status popular. Ooh. Everyone is amazed by your magic act, especially the one where you pretended to pull scarves out of your mouths. Classic. You win, as voted by audience applause. Mars begrudgingly shakes your hand, leaning in to whisper that you better enjoy your victory now, because she's going to destroy you next year. I welcome the rivalry. Minus 50 stress. Nice! We don't have to de-stress. We can keep being productive. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days' rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Cool. Well, I think that is the perfect spot to leave it off for today, and out on a high note. So thank you to everyone for joining me. I hope you had fun. If you're new around here, consider subscribing for more content like this. And I will see you tomorrow for some more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. One final rip for Tammy, and then we'll move on with our lives.